I'm just going to hit record and you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hey there, my beautiful people. Welcome to a brand new show here on WBDY LP, Bundy Museum Radio. We are introducing a show dedicated to musicians, bands, and artists that primarily create their own music or originals. Our working title is Binghamton Originals, but we're still workshopping other names. Let us know what you think, and maybe you can come up with the name of the show. My name is Kevin Oriol, a.k.a. DJ K.O. Yo, originally from New York City, but moved to Binghamton area about 6 years ago. And as a musician myself, I was really impressed with the music talent that's in this area. One of those bands in the studio today, and we'll get to meet some of the members, hear their story, and vibe with them. They are Mobday, here in the studio tonight, and let's listen to one of their tracks. This one is called Need. That was Need by Mobday. Hey guys, what's up?
Hi. What's going on, brother? How are you?
Why don't you introduce yourself and say what you play?
I'm Joe Cafferty, and I'm vocals.
My name is Jordan Greene, and I play the guitar.
And you're both super awesome. So for those people who don't know Mobday, they're probably under a rock. But let's hear a little bit about the origins of the band and where you are now.
Origins, this is Jordan, by the way. I guess you could say it started back in like 2005. I had a band in high school that was kind of wrapping up. I was the drummer, but I was writing a lot of guitar parts for them, and there was about 5 songs I wrote that I wanted to play guitar on. I didn't want anybody else to touch them, so I started demoing those, and I met our first drummer, Eric, in college over at BU, and we just kind of started from there. And there was some lineup changes. We put some music out, did some shows, whatever, but really where we are now is kind of what I had in mind from the beginning, like the sound and just the right people in place. And we've had a ton of great guys come through the band, but it's just the timing was off in some cases, and it just kind of worked out to where it is now. And yeah, we just put out a record last year, a new single in July, just a few months ago, and went on tour this year, played a bunch of shows, had a good time. That's pretty much it. We're just moving forward from here.
So Joe, how did that come about? Because you've been in the band for a year?
3 years. 3
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
I had a little demo I was doing with a buddy, Sean, and some other guys, and I wanted Jordan to see what he thought of it, because I'm like brand new in the whole thing, and I guess he liked it. And then he got a hold of the guys in Mobday. I think you brought them. Did you bring them to a show that I was doing?
We went to a show after we hired you. I brought the song to lunch with the rest of the band, and we just listened to it, and I was like, this guy's good. I think we should explore this.
Now, Joe, you said you were new to this? Like,
Very new. Like, I've never written lyrics like
What?
for people to hear. And I don't know. Yeah, I'm very still new to it though.
That's really, really surprising because I've seen you guys live. You guys played at the L, which is a
Yep.
really big stage.
Mm-hmm.
And, you kind of commanded the stage, and you guys were pretty awesome. So
Thanks, man.
It's surprising that you say you're new at it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been singing for a while. I've been doing like the cover band stuff, being in front of people, but and that kind of number, it was intense. That was wild.
Mm-hmm.
The Buck Cherry, we had a good crowd. The Saliva Drowning Pool show was
Even bigger.
even bigger,
Nice.
and it just felt like home. It felt so comfortable, so
yeah,
good.
we feel so normal in front of large crowds of people, like thrashing around like absolute animals. Like this is weird right
And
now.
right now I'm
just hanging
nervous.
out and talking, we feel weird right now.
Like on a microphone screaming and doing everything else. I'm like, I own it. And now I'm like quivering.
All right, we're going to
So
make you
weird.
feel a little bit more comfortable. Let's play another track. What do we got up?
Let's hit them with, how about Change? Change was that was the first song we introduced Joe to the world with.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was the first song I think we wrote together as a band. It definitely alienated the fan base that had been there for a while. Semi-intentionally, but not so much to isolate them and push them away, but it was more or less just us being like, hey, things are going to change, for lack of a better term. We're going to throw you some curveballs here going forward, so it felt right just to throw the heaviest song out that we had just to kick the door down and let them know that we were here again.
All right. This is Change on WBDY LP 99.5 FM. That is heavy. Yikes. You're letting them know that you are here and...
Yeah. For sure.
So there's an interesting video for this song. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we got together with our friends Mike and Ben, and we've been trying to do a video with them for a long time. So this one finally happened. They had a location for us, and it turned out to be this old abandoned prison that we had to walk about a mile,
It was a mile if it was 30.
carrying the gear through these fields, and I didn't believe them that there was anything in this field. And suddenly this building pops up, and it was a big complex, tons of buildings.
Yeah.
And
what town was it in?
it was outside of Norwich, I think. It
Yeah.
was a little ways away from here.
And of course, you guys got
Not
all
too
the
far.
proper permits.
Of course.
To shoot.
Yeah. Everybody knew we were there.
Yeah.
Actually, no joke. I was terrified that we were going to get arrested.
Dude, you were sketching the whole time. All right, we kind of got to hurry this up. Let's just get home.
You just see a bunch of weird-looking dudes walk into this jail that no one's allowed in anymore, and we're carrying speakers and fireworks and lighting rigs and...
Bro, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, we're good. And the worst part, too, is we didn't hear the playback. I'll try and post this video so everyone at home can hear what I'm talking about. But
I got a bunch of those videos on my phone.
when you film a music video, typically you hear the song, so you know what you're playing to, but we couldn't... there's no power. It's an abandoned prison. There's nothing to plug into. So there's the speaker wasn't going to work, so we gave my iPod to the drummer, and we just told him, hold it down as best you can. So we just played to these deadened drums and just hoped
But it was so loud, though, in that room.
Yeah, but I can't believe how it came out. It looked like we were actually playing the song.
It looks great. It looks like it was a full production.
It was. They did a great job with it, but just the little things we had to adjust just to make it happen it was crazy.
You just hear guitar strings and just
So
doubled cymbals. It was fun.
Yeah, it was
you
good.
mentioned the drummer. So who else are the members of Mobday?
On drums in particular, we have Ty Gleason. He's been with us since 2012. Left for a little bit to go do some other stuff, but he came back. It's been about 2 years now, or a little over a year.
He came.
I think it was over a
came
year.
right once we did the Buckcherry show.
Right, so it's been
We had
about a
that
little
only
over a
show.
year he's been back, but feels like he never left. He knows our style. He fit right in.
He fits right in. For
Yeah,
sure.
and then our good friend Rory, which you know Rory as well.
I know Rory.
Yep, he's been with us a long time, and he's just he's one of my favorite guitar players. So I love having him there, and he looks so cool on stage. I envy that dude every time I look over to my right and I just see him getting into it. I was like, I will never look that cool.
No,
He is a beast.
Yeah,
he is.
and then Josh, our bassist, who also again another one of my favorite musicians in the area, a guy that he and I talked about working together for a long time, and things just never really worked out. I was in this band, he was in this band, and then finally I needed a bass player to fill in, and he's a guitarist, probably one of the best I know. But I thought, then this should be easy to transition into bass for a gig. And that gig he filled in for me was 5 years ago, and he's still here. So
Well, that's not to say that the bass parts are, speaking as a bass player, are not easy. I mean,
Right.
you're writing some pretty, I wouldn't say intricate, but definitely
Fun.
it moves.
It's not, it's not the norm. I mean, how would you describe, what's your writing process like?
The process is kind of, if it starts with a guitar riff, it's just something I was jamming at home, and I start piecing together a basic arrangement, and then we kind of throw it out to everybody else, and that's when Josh gets a hold of it and does his bass thing on it, and then yeah, drums get figured out, and me and Rory already kind of have the guitars figured out early on, and then Joe steps in and paints the walls after we've built the house, as we say.
Now, Joe, I remember talking to you at your record release party,
Yeah.
and you were talking about how these lyrics are really, really personal to you. Can you
I
speak
think I
up?
was just kidding.
They're all made up stories.
No, talk a little bit about that. Let's take a deep dive.
Yeah, I mean, it's either something I personally have gone through or have seen close family members or friends go through it, and I just want to, let it be told and, let other people hear it, and they can take it how they want it. Like, some lyrics are kind of, I don't know how to say it, a little out there where you can see exactly where it's going, and others, it's a little bit, they can feel it however they feel it, and that's fine.
They can interpret it
Yeah.
in different ways,
Yep.
whatever speaks to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we play one of those songs that you
Yeah.
you have like a really tight connection with, and tell us a little bit about the song?
Can we do day 23? Are we able to do that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got
Anything you want.
Dope. All right.
I love this song.
All right, this is day 23 from Mobday on WBDY 99.5 FM.
Okay, so
That was day 23 by Mobday. So you guys, you went on tour recently. Can you talk about that experience? You had a 10-day, 10 shows.
I think it might have been 10 shows. Yeah, we were gone about 2 weeks, 10 or 12 shows, something like that.
I think it was 10 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit.
It was fun. We traveled out a little to the Midwest, I guess you'd say, like Cleveland area. So we got out that far, and then spent some time over in like the New York City area. We actually based out of New Jersey for a few days there, and kind of bounced around from there. Saved a little money on hotels. Actually, Rory's dad let us stay there for a few days. So
Nice.
thank you, Brian.
Yeah. Thank you. I deserve this.
Yeah, I can't say enough about how cool it was. For me, the days off were terrible. Like, we had fun. We had a good time
Cleveland was dope.
Yeah, we had a good time on the
I
days
like
off, but
Cleveland.
waking up
Watch a baseball.
on those days was really tough for me.
Why is that?
Days of a show, I'm so like in the zone and ready. Like we said before, we feel normal on stage, and having a show all the time felt awesome. Like waking up every day and having to just keep going into that. Then the days off, I kind of felt like we should be doing something right now. Like
You said that so many times, too.
yeah, I couldn't get over it. But eventually, I'd chill out. The days were cool.
Well, you're a busy guy. Like, in addition to Mobday, which of course is your main deal, you've got 2 or 3 other bands going on as well. So it's not like you're kind of like sit on the couch and do nothing guy.
Yeah, I don't like sitting still. So, and especially when you put us on a tour and do like 3 shows in a row, and then suddenly it's like hit the brakes and you're not doing anything for a day, which
It was pretty cool for me because I'd never sang that many times. I'm like, I will take that day
we
off.
we needed it for sure. Like I don't recommend playing 2 weeks straight, but
It was
for me that was the hard part. But overall, no, it was great. I loved. Yeah, some of those cities were so cool. The venues were amazing. I loved this one place we played called was it called Dusk? Providence.
The Dusk. Yeah, I think it
Providence,
was the
Rhode
Dusk
Island?
or Dusk.
Where was that?
Providence, Rhode Island, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's like a service road before the mall, right?
Yeah, it looked like a vampire's lair. Like I
Dusk till
felt,
dawn, kind of.
I felt like I was on the set of like Lost Boys or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
It was dope.
Last night of the tour too, so we were ready to go home. We were exhausted, so it was nice to have fun at that one.
Yeah.
And what about you? You had a good time the whole The whole town knows you had a
The
good
whole
time.
city knows you had a good time, too. Yeah, it was a blast. I think we had, was it 2 days, 2 shows in a row? Excuse me. Then we had a day off. I'm like, okay, I can see what my voice is kind of feeling like and how it's carrying after doing, back to back. Hung out the next day, and then I think we had like 4 or 5 shows in a row.
Yeah.
And it felt good though. I was trying to like warm up every single morning, every time I had the chance to shower, and just honey, water all day, but it felt nice. It felt good.
Yeah, we became
It felt
better.
good.
We became better players, better friends, a better band. Like
That's the biggest thing, dude.
That's what I
Like,
wanted out of the whole thing. I just wanted us to get better at everything we were doing.
We still liked each other at the very end,
That's awesome.
and we still talk about when's the next one.
Yeah, we're ready to
When's
go.
the next
so.
one? And every time we get in the van for our shows now, it's like we all sit, same exact seating, just like it was the last time.
Yeah, we could take a month off from a show now, but as soon as we get in the van, the smell comes back and just it feels like we never stopped.
Dude, the L.
I immediately
the
get
last one at
tired
The L, when we were heading up there, felt like literally we were in a time capsule, and we were
Yeah.
bouncing back out to like Rochester somewhere, just
Yeah.
heading to another tour. It was such a weird feeling.
Yeah,
It was creepy.
it's great.
So the people that came out to see you, how was the reaction?
We loved it.
Yeah, and actually, our latest single, "Hopeless," we did something you shouldn't do, which is we played a song that no one's ever heard before on this tour. Like the idea of the tour was cities we've never played before or cities we haven't played much, and we had a new record to promote, so we should have just been really pushing that. But we decided to throw in "Hopeless." It didn't even have a title yet. Actually, it wasn't even called "Hopeless." It was
No.
called. It was called Churros Are for Birthday Girls, is what it was called.
Oh yeah.
And to this day, I don't know where I got that title from.
What did we call it? What did we say when we were on? Did we even
I
call
don't.
it anything?
I think we just said, "Here's this song you've never heard before" or something. But what was cool is the record had been out for a few months and people knew those songs and they were vibing on
It was
them or
really
whatever. But this song that no one had ever even heard before, they were feeling it. We had the rooms moving to this song that nobody even knew
And
existed.
to be honest, we played that song more on the road active live than we did in rehearsal.
Yeah, and
It was crazy.
It helped us shape what it became like on the recording that you hear. The song sounded a little different on the first night of the tour, and then these little things would just kind of
We started
tweak
building
as
it.
we went. And it was a cool way of writing a song. I don't recommend it because it's not. It was a little stressful. It was weird. We didn't know how people would react, but they were loving it. So every night I was excited to play it, and people. The parts were different for us in that one. We're really geeking out on this song. We really like this one.
It's fun, man. There's a nice throwdown in there. There's a nice breakdown, and people were just literally going ham.
Yeah, they knew where the
It was-
parts were gonna be. Plus, I'm always afraid of killing a part and just beating it to death. But like as you know, I'm a huge fan of The Cure, and they know how to let a part sing and like sit for a while. So this song, I intentionally made sure that parts I would normally kill really quick actually got some time to like, saturate a little bit, and that's what got the crowds moving. So I was like, oh, I've been doing this wrong the entire time.
So when was the song recorded? Before or after?
After.
Yeah, the demo happened. It came about, me and Ty, our drummer, we went to New York City to see Meshuggah, and they were, I forget what song they were playing in particular, but I just saw the whole floor just start moving. Like everyone in there looked like a swarm of bees. And I just looked at them and I was like, we need a song like this. Like, we got to get people moving like that. So I got home the next day and I wrote the basics of what became Hopeless, and that was last October. And then, when we got home from the tour and realized where we wanted the song to go, that's when we hammered it out.
It's great that you all had like input into it and really kind of made the song even better between all
I was
of you.
terrified playing that live, dude.
And
Why
it's,
is that?
Like I said, we played this. How many times? 3 times maybe. We played it
could be.
at the house,
Yeah.
practicing, and then just went ham, just the whole tour. I'm like, oh God, I'm not that confident with this song yet. Like we didn't really have like flowing parts and have it all technical yet, but that was cool. As the tour went on, we just started muscle memory in it and tightening things as we went. So
Yeah, and I think it sounds the most like us of any song because of the way we wrote it all together, like on stage. Basically, it became more of a vibe than a song. And
true.
yeah, if anybody were to ask what we sound like and what our mission statement is, like I think all of us at this point would hand them that song and be like, "There's no turning back from here." So,
well, way to build up the tension to hear.
I know
the
we
song.
really sold that one.
You got it. Let's
That's how
listen.
it's done.
Let's check out "Hopeless" by Mobday on WBDY 99.5 FM. Hey, if you're just joining us, we are in the studio with Mobday, and we just heard "Hopeless" and "Therapy." And "Therapy" was their softer side.
Yeah, it's the ballad that gets the couples out there dancing. That's what that one's for.
Yep. Hands on the hips and just move around nice and.
So, Jordan, you told me that you're going to be going with the band back into the studio, getting into writing mode.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that. Do you have a vision that something that you're going for? Is it something like a concept, or are you just going to throw down some great music?
I guess we'll see if it's a concept once Joe gets a hold of it. There's a few more songs that need to get ironed out, but yeah, we kind of had to shift gears real quick. Can't get too detailed about it, but some stuff came up where we kind of had to get some new songs together. There's definitely going to be an EP. We know that much. If not more, I mean, we've said recently that we don't want to do another album because it just kind of seems. Just the way the industry's going right now, albums are just this. I hate saying a thing of the past because I love albums and listening to them, but realistically, the modern music consumer isn't really listening to full records. So we figured at least an EP, which we're definitely going to at least have that. Musically, direction is a little different. We're pushing ourselves. There's always going to be the heavy element with us. That's just something that we can't get rid of, but I do think like a softer, spacier side will be coming out in these ones. We're going to experiment with some different guitar tunings, and we're already pretty underway with it. I'd say 4 songs are just about done, maybe 3.
Yeah,
and
4.
Like with everything, with vocals and everything, and then I dug up 3 more the other day that were really cool we want to work on, and actually I was in the studio with our drummer yesterday. We were working on some drum parts and tweaking some little guitar bits. So some are pretty much done, some are just starting. But yeah, we got back into writing mode. We didn't think we would this quick, but
I love
yeah.
it.
Inspiration hit, stuff came up, and here we go.
If I get locked into a studio, like that's my dream. Like just having a producer, somebody just just screaming at us and just having us be on that train track of just making fun stuff every day. Oh, that'd be my dream.
It's a different mode than playing live, obviously, but once you get in that zone and the creativity is flowing, it's really
and see it get made in
cool.
front of you. It's so cool. Yeah,
you feel yourself change as a person and as an artist, and it's a growth every time you finish a song, especially a record. It's a new beginning.
When we got done with the album, that was such an amazing feeling.
I didn't think
we're
we'd
like,
ever
we're done.
finish it.
I was like, really? You're like, yeah, we're all done. And then the next thing came of making the whole album, of figuring out where we want the beginning to be, what do we want for the end. And we started it out pretty much with just aggression in your face, letting everything out, and then closing it off with Therapy to be just letting go and just kind of surrender, And
Therapy ends in chaos.
Yeah,
the song does, and it felt fitting to end the record like that because it literally came apart in the studio. We recorded digitally on Pro Tools, and the riff goes one way and has a certain feel to it, but we accidentally moved it, and it fell out of place. But it wasn't off beat; it just was a different beat than the riff previously was in the song.
Very cool.
So it gave it this new feel, and like we were about to change it, and then we were like, no, actually, like
that's pretty cool.
That sounds insane.
Yeah.
So the end of the song is the main riff repeated, but in a different feel.
Nice.
It was a total accident, but now I can't imagine that being any other way.
That's so
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
cool. Looking forward to 2024, do you have any kind of aspirations? Are you looking that far ahead?
I want to tour again.
Yeah, I just want to play as many shows as possible. I'd play every day. I'd play 365 days a year if we could.
Easy, guy, easy.
362.
I don't know how my voice can handle that, but yeah, same. I
Yeah.
want to get out there as much as we can, meet new people, just hang out, have a good time, and just play.
Speaking about people, where can folks get your music?
iTunes, Spotify,
Apple Music.
Apple Music. You
We're
can find us on YouTube.
We're on Bandcamp too. For those that like Bandcamp, they do the Bandcamp Fridays where they, if you're into streaming, everybody knows that we don't really get any of that pay-wise, which we don't do it for the money. Obviously,
Obviously.
we chose the wrong profession if that was it. But yeah, Bandcamp does this cool thing where they waive all of their fees on the first Friday of each month, I believe, and the bands just get to make more that day.
That's
And
very cool.
Did you know on
Very cool.
Spotify, when you go to Spotify, it'll show what our events are coming up?
That's all me, man.
Well, that's you?
I'm handling it.
My man. I did not know that was me. My buddy at work's like, I see you got a show such and such. I'm like, oh yeah, dope, yeah, we do. How'd you know about that? He goes, Spotify. I'm like, what? So I looked down, I'm like, oh snap, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm on top of it, man.
Jordan
all me,
is the
man.
secret.
Yeah,
He's always
secret
working, man.
sauce.
Jordan's always behind the scenes, we're in the forefront.
Yeah,
just
when-
getting stuff done.
Whenever I have a minute, I'm up all night on my computer doing stuff like that, updating the schedule, updating the website, sending emails to promoters and booking agents. Just it doesn't stop. If I'm not playing, I'm just doing something else that involves the band. So.
Now, do you guys ever get a chance to go see other local bands?
Yep.
Yeah, not as much lately. We've been playing a lot and in the studio a lot the last year especially. But yeah, anytime we can, we try to go out and hang out with our friends and check out anybody playing around here.
Very cool. Is there a band that you really like?
I haven't seen them live yet, but around here, my friend Kendra texted me one morning. She's like, "You gotta check out this band," and it was Stuck in Place.
Mm-hmm.
They had this really cool Bleach Nirvana type vibe to it, but they were obviously young kids, and I didn't know they were from here. She just sent me the record and said, "Check it out," and I was like, "This is awesome. This is everything I've been looking for lately."
How old are they?
They're young.
Teenagers, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd love to have
When I
that
found out they
age
were from
back.
here, they might be finding this out now if they're listening. I sent them a message on Instagram seeing if they wanted to open the first night of our tour with us.
There you go. This is
I-
one way to reach out.
Guys, get a hold of us.
Hey,
I think they're playing the Bundy here at the cafe a few weeks. Do we have
Really?
okay.
Do we have a track from them? Yes.
Let's try to get
Let's play Shipwreck, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's a
the
great
track.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, on WBDY 99.5 FM, Binghamton's original.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
like that.
they've got a great sound.
So cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
I watched a little bit of their video, like a live show, and they really got some good charisma.
Yeah.
I mean, not like you guys.
Oh, sad. I'm still trying to get better. I'll watch all our videos, not in a vain way or nothing, but I used to play baseball, and I'd always watch
Yeah, you gotta watch tapes.
myself, and always I try to see where can I interact better with Jordan on stage, where can I move during this part of the song or accent, my body and stuff and jump. But I'm always watching and trying to figure out.
And you're really
Better.
involved with the crowd too. You really
I love it. Yeah.
kind of connect with them and get them to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My first, we were playing in Onion at the Black Oak, and it's my first mosh pit I've ever seen while I'm on stage.
The first mosh pit he induced.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
I'm singing, dude, and the place just starts jumping, going crazy, and I stopped singing. And this is my second show, I think, with you
I
guys.
think he looked at me too, just
I did. I'm looking at Jordan. He's playing. He's like, sing. I'm like, right. I got back into it. But it was just honestly mind blowing watching people go crazy for our stuff, and it just felt nice. It was such a beautiful feeling.
That's the greatest thing, because back to like the origins of a song. Like whenever we play a song, even on stage when it's fully done and produced, even if it's been out for a year, like I still think back to when I wrote it. Chances are I was like sitting in my underwear, just sitting in like an office chair, just like noodling around in the morning or something. But to see it turn into this thing that has its own life and people moving to it and reacting to it in an emotional way and singing along to it, it's something you never get used to.
Now, when you're sitting in your underwear, are you thinking about people moving to it and going absolutely crazy?
Sometimes, yeah. Like a chord progression, no, I'm not really thinking about that. I'm more worried, like, what's he gonna do there? Is this something he can sing over? But like a good riff, yeah, I'm absolutely thinking like this is a part where we can really get people like feeling it. That's the beauty of heavy music too. Just the emotion it pulls out of the fans and the bands. It's awesome. We love being
seeing
here.
people sing the lyrics. I'm like, oh my lord,
It's got to be
beautiful.
A rush.
Yeah, you never get used to that.
If I cry anymore, it's gonna suck because my contacts are gonna fall out of my head. I'm not even kidding. It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling, man.
So speaking about fans, what are your socials? Let's get people to reach out to you guys and connect. And so when you go back on tour again, they'll come out and see you and get your record and blast it.
Facebook, just type Mobday. It'll pull us up.
Technically, facebook.com/MobdayBand, I believe. But Mobday should come up. There's not many bands ridiculous enough to have that name.
Mobday.
Yep,
Because
Monday with a B.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the most active one. We're on the Facebook almost every day. Send us a message, even just say hi. Like we love meeting new fans and talking to people. And mobdaymusic.com that's up to date as well. It's just, it's not as interactive, but it's cool. You can check out our bio on there. There's some video links. There's a merch store that you can buy some cool stuff on. And the Instagram is Mobday Official.
Yep.
And yeah, we try to be on all of them. Twitter, we've kind of slacked a little bit, but I don't really care.
Do we have a Twitter? I know I have a Twitter.
I think.
Or an X.
An X.
It's called X now?
We might not have one.
We might not have one.
If we do, I lost the password to it.
Well, guys, thank you so very much
bro.
for
Thank
coming
you, brother.
down. I'm
Thank
a
you,
big
man.
fan of your
Thank
music,
Thank
and
you.
you guys are way cool. Let's. What are we gonna end it off with?
How about Clarity?
Yeah.
That's a fun
we can
one.
end off with Clarity.
Yeah. We made a video for this one too, and it was a fun time.
Second
right.
video
Yeah.
in your basement.
In my basement.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we'll get to hear Mobday and get to see Jordan's basement. Hey, thank you so much for joining us on Binghamton's Original. My name is DJ KO. And hopefully we'll see you next week with another band from the area. Thanks so much, and peace out.
Thank you.